Hello everybody, it's ProfRich, and today I'm talking about how to improve speaking in English. If you came to this video, most likely, you can speak a bit of English, but you feel like you need to think a lot to speak. Sometimes you get stuck for words, maybe. Other times it just takes a lot of effort or time to put words together in the way that you want. And this is one of the most common problems which new students come to me and ask me about. This is actually a problem of fluency. Most of the time, a question from a language learner of how do I improve my spoken English, that question actually means how do I improve my speaking fluency in English. So what is fluency? Fluency is the ability to turn your ideas into comprehensible speech. To do that as effortlessly as you can and as fast as you can. Minimum effort, speed, ideas, your ideas, comprehensible speech. Comprehensible speech meaning speech other people can understand. When people don't understand your speech, when you pause excessively, or when your speech does not reflect your intended idea, then your fluency has a problem. So many language learners make a massive mistake in how they think about language in general. This is a very intuitive problem, and almost everyone makes it when they're trying to learn a new language if they haven't read about linguistics or if they're not a language teacher. So let me demonstrate this problem. Yesterday, I went to the shops for getting some foods. I needed 3 apples. I wanted for cook apple pie. You can see there are a number of issues with this speech which all relate to the same root problem. These issues are frozen pronunciation, inaccurate prepositions, lack of good collocation. Collocation is 2 words going together well, and slow speech. So, what is the root problem that's causing this? In my experience of 15 years teaching English as a foreign language, the primary reason for all of these problems, in most cases, is that the student is likely thinking in a word-to-word manner. So in the sentence, yesterday I went to the shops, they first think about what's the word for yesterday? What's the time? Yesterday, last week, last day, yesterday. And then they think, okay, the subject I, and then the verb, well, that's go, but the past of go is went. And then what's the preposition for went? That's to. So you see, this word for word thinking is quite slow. This is actually a terrible way to construct language. And it's not the way that fluent speakers of any language, native or non-native, put their speech together. So this isn't the way that a good language learner actually constructs their spoken English. So what's the solution here? Well, we need to shift our thinking to think phrasally. We need to move our thinking from word to phrase to phrase. Rather than thinking about words as the unit of language, we need to think of the unit of language as phrases, adaptable, flexible phrases. For example, I wanted to. That's a great phrase for talking about the past. So in the case of the example, we had, I wanted to cook an apple pie. Notice the pronunciation now when I say it in a phrasal manner. I wanted to. It's like one word. It's like one unit of language. I wanted to. And then we have the verb, the main verb. I wanted to cook. And then we have another phrase, which is an apple pie. Again, like a phrase, an apple pie. So when you become adept, that is, when you become skilled at using phrases like that, then it becomes easy to adapt them, to change them. So the simplest level of flexibility would be, I wanted to cook pizza. I wanted to cook spaghetti. I wanted to cook shepherd's pie. And then the next level of flexibility is we can change the main verb. So we've got I wanted to, that's a past, expressing a past desire, a past want. We can change the verb, I wanted to go to the park. When I was younger, I wanted to go to university. When I was 20, I wanted to study psychology. It's very easy to adapt that. You don't have to think about the subject. You don't have to think about the form of the verb. You've got the phrase, I wanted to. And you just put the verb that you want after that. It's very flexible. It's very easy. It's great for your fluency. This is phrasal thinking. So that's all I have to say about mindset. Now let's talk about practice. So how to practice spoken fluency in English. The gold standard of fluency practice is quite simple, and most people know it. Meaningful conversations with other English speakers. That's it. You don't need a teacher to provide error correction, and you don't actually need natives even to practice with. You just need other speakers of English. And you speak to them in English, and that's your fluency-based practice, right? Now, the problem for many people is they don't have anyone to practice with. And I've found over the years, I have many students in that situation. So they have the intense English study with me for 1 or 2 hours a week, but then for the rest of their time, they don't actually have much opportunity to practice speaking, which is what you need if you want to improve your fluency. And fluency is king in the real world. Fluency is king. If you're a slow speaker or your speech doesn't make sense, then people are so impatient. They don't have the time. They won't listen. So we need to improve our fluency. So I'm going to tell you about a free method that you can use on your own without a partner, which will improve your spoken fluency. But before I do, I want to tell you about something I can offer that you may be interested in. So I run a conversation club. You can find details of that at ProfRichTeaching.com. At the moment, at the time of this video, this is May 2022, you have to register your interest and I will contact you with details. The Conversation Club is a group session of students and we meet several times a week to practice spoken fluency. It's not the same thing as a one-to-one custom class where we have lots of questions and answers and error correction. There is some error correction, but primarily the aim of the class is conversation practice, fluency-based practice. So if you're interested in that, ProfRichTeaching.com, and I will put a link somewhere around here. So now, how else can you improve spoken fluency in English? The single best activity, if you absolutely do not have someone else to speak to, is self-narration. Self-narration is you talk to yourself and you become as talkative as possible. You don't have to do this out loud. you can do it in your head. Or you can do it out loud. It's up to you. Out loud or just in your head. So let's see an example of that. So I'm going to have another drink of Pepsi here. I know that at the moment I probably shouldn't be drinking Pepsi. I have been drinking a lot of tea recently, and I know tea's kind of good for you. And Pepsi is not as good for you, even though it's Pepsi Max. There's not any sugar on it. I'm on a diet. But even the kind of diet sugar, I know it isn't so good for you. But okay. But anyway, I feel like it. I'm having it. It's nice. Oh, it's a nice day outside. I can see the sun. And it's not that cloudy, actually. In fact, the weather's been pretty good recently when I think about it. That's really interesting. I wonder what I'm going to do today. I wonder if I should go for a walk. Maybe I should go for a walk. Go outside, get some sun. That'd be lovely. Oh, I can see someone taking their dog for a walk, actually. He looks pretty chilled out. Looks like he's having a time. I'm a little bit jealous, actually. I'm here sitting in my office, doing work, and that guy's out there enjoying himself in the sun. Maybe that would be a good idea, actually, to go outside and enjoy myself in the sun. I think what I'll do is I'll do some work. I'll finish my Pepsi, do some work, and then maybe later I'll go outside and enjoy the sun. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, that'd be nice. I'm going to enjoy that. I'm going to enjoy that. So you could see there that I was just talking about stuff, like narrating a story to myself about the world. And you can customize that to your level. In fact, it will naturally customize to whatever your spoken level is. It might feel a bit strange at first, but it is a fun and creative activity that you can build up over time. And some of my students have had great success actually with that activity. So make a habit of that and off you go. Your fluency will improve. People might complain, oh, but what about error correction? Well, actually, you don't need error correction to improve fluency. The basic reason for that is that accuracy, spoken accuracy, is actually a separate skill, and we can treat that as a separate skill. You can clean up your English accuracy using other activities like vocabulary puzzles or grammar exercises or techniques such as autonomous correction and self-monitoring, which are techniques I'll be happy to tell you about in another video. The idea I want to express there is when you're practicing fluency in another language, you don't really need to worry that much about correction. Self-correction, yeah, self-correction, that's great. Thinking about what the correct thing to say is, yeah, definitely, you need to do that. But worrying about having another person there to correct you, that's not so important. Don't worry too much about that when you're practicing fluency. So, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I really hope that this video helps you improve your spoken fluency in English. Please like, please share, please subscribe, check out my website, and as always, I will catch you.